Yes.
there could be some sort of galactic implications. Here, we're gonna put this camera back on.
La Luna Chunga.
Yeah, La Luna
I'll
Chunga.
get in spot for now, and then it's taking a minute to load.
Should we close the door? Because we're actually back and ready to go on our end, so we'll just get the Twitch going.
Again, we don't have to worry about that. I don't want to pause anything because that if it gets going, I just thought it might be cool while we were waiting and stuff. So,
I think that was a good instinct.
thank you. And we could try to usually I have my other phone, and there it goes. Let me just hit one button. We'll see if it works. If it does, cool. If not,
Forget about
I
it.
see.
Forget
The
about it.
picture here. I see.
Definition of cool.
Is
Definition.
it ready?
I just need the blunt, like, this is like a little pose here. Check on my ankles. These are some great ankles.
Can you see him?
What are your ankles like? Look at that. That could be like there's like a hand model, but could I be an ankle model?
Oh no, yours are better. Yours are way better.
I mean, I try to keep my ankles legit. Do a lot of ankle exercises at the gym.
What do you do?
Oh, you gotta go this way and that way, and just try to keep it as legit as possible.
Always this way before.
Very deep,
that.
very deep ankles.
Got you.
Deep in that ankle game. Let's roll the intro.
Boom.
Mary Jane, good afternoon. Thanks for sticking around with us because you waited for a very good reason. We have the one and only Jason Mewes in the building to talk about some very important news. And that news is that there is a new Jay and Silent Bob movie coming to the theaters near you, October 15th. That's basically tomorrow. But the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it's an exciting thing. Jay, thanks so much for coming through, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
a pleasure
you.
to have you. Tell us about what's going on with this new flick.
So it's Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. It's a sequel, somewhat reboot. Kevin says it's best way to explain it's like Jay and Silent Bob find out they're making a reboot of Blunt Man and Chronic. Excuse me, and they're going to Hollywood to stop that movie from being made, just like the first one. But deeper than that is Jay on the way finds out he has a kid, and then she goes on the road tour with us, sort of, and there's some deep, heartfelt moments and such, more so than than the other Jay and Bob. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Kevin's daughter plays my daughter,
cool.
which she played little Silent Bob in the first one. She was like 4. And now she's playing my kid and she's 20 and so it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, but more than that is October 15th, 17th is the Fathom events where people could see it everywhere. But then Kevin and I are going to be touring with it. I think it's 62 to 65. They're still adjusting different shows where Kevin and I will show the movie and then we will do a Q&A afterwards. And then there's like a small limited VIP meet and greet, whatever, at certain ones and such. So
That sounds exciting.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to hang with Kevin. I think it'll be fun to watch the movie with people and then do the meet, like get to talk to them after and see what they think right there on the spot. But I'm gonna miss my kid. I have a 4.5-year-old now. And yeah, I have to leave her for like 2 months, so it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
That's
Everything-
rock star life.
and leaving the wife for 2 months.
Correct.
Yeah, misery to be on the road. Now that's pretty interesting, though. Really interesting way to roll out the movie. I also heard you guys are doing an event at the Chinese Theater. Is that right?
Yes, we get to put our handprints in the cement in front of the Man Chinese
That
Theater.
is amazing.
I'm very excited about that. I mean, it's something. I don't know. It just seems like one of those things that just would never happen. It's not the same as winning an Oscar, but it almost seemed as far-fetched for me to win an Oscar as it is to get my hands put in the Man Chinese Theater,
That's
and
major.
one's happening, and I'm excited because Yeah, sorry, it's weird, guys. I'm all about
my
420 and the sitch, but I'm sober now. I've 9 years, 3 months sober, and
Respect.
it's sort of like the mindset of like, hey, like you can't go to AA and A meetings and be like, hey, I'm 9 years sober, but I just smoked a doobie. Even though I'm all for it, my mom when she was sick, it was the only thing that helped her keep food down when she was before she passed. I have another buddy who passed at 23 years old, and he had cancer, and when he got chemo, weed was the only thing that helped him eat and hold. So I'm just saying I'm all about it. I think there's great medical uses. I think it keeps people centered. Again, I just can't partake.
Yeah, no,
so.
totally. And
Just wanted people to know, so when you hand it to me, they weren't like, "What's going on?"
no, but in addition to that, you guys are doing a little weed strain of your own. Is that right?
We have 3 strands: a hybrid sativa and an indica called Snoochie Boochies, Snoogans, and Berserker.
I'm with that.
Yeah, and again, I haven't had the pleasure of smoking or doing anything in even though I have 9 years sober. The reason I'm 9 years sober is because I had 4 years sober almost. Then I relapsed, but when I relapsed, I was doing hard drugs, so I didn't smoke. So technically, I haven't smoked in about 12 years. So last time I smoked was like a little bag with seeds and stems, and it was brown and stuff. And now I get to see all this beautiful, keef and freaking crystals and dabs but I haven't got to try any of it.
Totally.
But I do know from watching Kevin and my wife smokes is that, if we're out of town and Kevin gets something from a store, he'll he seems most time he's disappointed because the 3 strands that we have are
Really good.
really, really good.
Gotcha.
So it's I don't know. It's almost a good thing, but it sort of has spoiled them to where so you should try ours is my point.
I
Guys,
plan
try
on
the
it.
Jay
Berserker
and
for
Silent
sure. I'm
Bob
an indica
weed.
fan myself.
Yeah,
So what is it called? The technical brand?
It's caviar gold, caveat. You can get it at Herbarium. We did an event there.
Okay. Yeah,
But yeah, so and the dude Mike, we met. Kevin met with this dude Mike, and a great dude. He makes it, and it's all I've been hearing is good things. It was really cool. We did an event at Herbarium. I don't know, it seems like a long time ago. We've been doing so much press. But a couple weeks ago, and it was really cool because we're like, this is LA. Usually when we have events at LA, it's not the same as if we're in Tennessee or North Carolina. We're like, no one's going to really show up. And there was 1,000 people showed up. It was really, really cool. If you go to Kevin's social media, mine, Mewes, JAYMEWES. Kevin's is at that Kevin Smith. You could see we put some video stories up and stuff of people outside, which is what my Twitch is too, Mewes. If you want to, I think it's working.
That looks like a Twitch stream that's live. Guys, we're live on Jay's Twitch for the first time.
Yeah, and I hope it's still going smooth because it does seem like sometimes it'll be recording and then it won't be. But let me close it out and make sure, because I also didn't get the chance to. I didn't get a chance because I don't have my phone with me, the correct phone, which has the live solo, which is what makes the thing the brains of the operation. That's how I usually put in hey, chilling here and at 420 and blah, blah, blah. So if someone, it is live. Great. Trey Mock or any one of my other peeps, I believe you guys were able to go in at one point and switch my stuff. It's called Mary Jane, right? The show itself is called Mary Jane.
The show's called About That Time.
Oh my gosh, About That Time.
You got it.
It's on Mary Jane.
That's correct.
Okay, it's About That Time is the name of the show. If you could put it up. There's a cat somewhere.
Yes, this
Oh
is
my
our
goodness.
cat. It's Bowie. I don't know if you're a cat guy, but this is our cat. That's Bowie the cat. He's sort of one of the founding members of our critter clique. Are you a cat guy? A dog guy? What's your take on that?
I am. I think kittens and cats can be cute.
Yeah.
Would I own one? Not so much. I did a long time ago, but I'm not a fan that much anymore. Only because, they scratch, they run around, and I have a kid and stuff. We were terrified. We were worried about our dogs.
Allergies.
Yeah, and they do keep some things under their claws that aren't so sanitary. When my mom was sick, she got scratched by a cat and it got super infected and gross because her immune system. Anyway, that's
Guys,
a
be careful.
sad story. I don't want to get into that.
I will tell you, our cat is the world's most hypoallergenic cat. However,
Yeah.
he just stays right in the computer.
Boop.
There's no potential for any kind of toxins.
Cheap
to be
on
released.
feeding him. Yeah, I don't have to feed him
Very
that
cheap
much.
to feed. I agree with that. Yeah, he's a lot of advantages. Bowie does.
Yeah.
Which is really important. So you've been doing a lot of really novel things. You guys are rolling out this movie in a great way. You're going to do the Chinese theater thing. You guys have a weed strain to support it. How does it feel after all these years, like to still have this kind of support and excitement around what you guys are doing?
I mean, it's great. It really is. It's still surreal to me because each time we do stuff, again, going to the herbarium and so many people showing up, or we went and did AEW the other day. We got to stand right in the front row. AEW was on TNT for, I believe, and hopefully I should get more of this information and keep it in my brain. I believe it was their first time going on TNT for the first time. And there was a pretty big show, 14 or 15,000 people, I believe, were in the audience. And what was cool is when we came out, the announcer was like, "Welcome, Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob." And I would say, I'm going on the light end because Kevin's saying more, but I couldn't tell exactly. But I would say definitely at least 8,000, like almost like half of those people like got up and cheered. And again, it just blew me away and was surreal that 8,000 people were in there and were like, yeah, and they were there for wrestling and such. And then I do my own stand-up called Jay Mewes and His Amusing Stories. And every time I do a show, I'm like, oh, what if no one comes? Like, one of the venues don't, sell well and stuff. And they usually sell out or come very close. And again, so I mention all that is because, yes, I had no idea that we would be doing stuff, still. And people would, so many years later, be, coming to watch me do stand-up, which is not even really stand-up, it's storytelling. Or watching the movies, or... Kevin and I, toured with our podcast, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, or my Twitch. Like, it's been awesome. I've had, I'm still trying to grow it, but, I have a steady, 150 people who watch me, and they've been watching me for a year, and I think that's amazing because they'll hang out with me when I'm building Legos. Like, I'll do Lego streams where I'll have, 90 minutes, I'll just build a Lego, or I walk around, again, this is a little more entertaining because it's an actual show, but a lot of times it'll be me walking to go get Starbucks and I'll slowly walk there and back for an hour and just chat with people, and they seem to dig it and say good things. So it's a great thing. I had no idea that we'd get our handprints. People would watch me on Twitch or, like the tour for the Reboot Roadshow. It's like we put it on sale in all these cities, and a week later people were like, hey, it's on my stream and other places, like, oh my gosh, I wanted to get tickets but it's already sold out. So we, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago are three that I know for sure that sold out right away.
Totally.
And they put a second show on there so people that missed out could still come and see. So I mean, again, it's just been pretty amazing. 25 years into
That's great.
it.
And 60-something cities is a lot of cities. Are
Yeah.
you guys headed to any cities you've never been to before?
I don't know. I don't know. I should look.
Some
but
bucket list cities.
I just can't imagine. We've traveled so many places with the Get Old podcast, and then we did a tour also with Jay and Silent Bob's Super Groovy Cartoon Movie, which is an animated movie that we did and we toured with. All over, and we went to Australia and London and Scotland, and many cities in the States. So I don't know of any off the top of my head that they've mentioned hey, you're going here, that I don't believe as of right now.
Totally.
So we'll see. Just chatting. I'm sorry. I was just see if.
Well, you guys check in with the Twitch audience. We should check in with the Mary Jane audience. Mary Jane, Snoop Dogg TV. Guys, thank you so much for checking in with us. This is About That Time. I'm your host, Noah Rubin. We're chilling with Jason Mewes. We're having a good time. We're chilling with Kalia McNeil, as usual. It's a Tuesday afternoon. We're trying to do our thing. We're talking about an amazing new movie, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. It will be in theaters near you sometime very soon. And these guys are coming to a town near you because they care about you that much. Now, Jay, we do a segment on the show we call Post It Up. We take some photos that you posted. You tell us the story behind them. It's pretty simple stuff. The first one, obviously from the gram. Tell us what's going on in this flick.
Okay. Sorry, let me ask real quick. Can you tell everyone on my thing where they can find the show, the Snoop, Mary Jane?
Yeah, go to Mary Jane's Facebook is a great place to find it, or on YouTube on
and they
Snoop
can
Dogg
watch
TV.
it right now.
Correct. We're live right now on the
live
show.
right now on Facebook and Snoop Dogg TV.
Correct, and there's
There you
actually
go.
a link that I believe your team has that they could we could even post out in some way, shape, or form. That might not be as likely, but Snoop Dogg TV on YouTube. Mary Jane on Facebook.
You heard it there,
way.
Trevor Leahy. There you go, Snoop Dogg TV and Facebook.
That's
Okay,
true.
so that is me. That is me looking into.
The
Where
lens.
is that? Yes, it's me looking in the lens of. I believe that is my movie that I. Is it the movie I directed?
I have
No, that's
pictures.
Kevin's. That's sorry. Yeah, let me see it. Let me look it closer because that's my buddy. So right there, I'm just messing around. Maybe I'm trying to clear the lens, help out. I like to help, even though you're not supposed to mess with other departments' things because there's unions. Seriously, I've like moved like light stands or something, and they'll be like, "Don't touch that," and I'll be like, "No, I want to help out," and they'll be like, "No, that's union." So I believe I probably
true.
was
That is it.
breathing on the lens to wipe it off because maybe there was something on there, a smudge or
Well,
something.
you actually mentioned your movie that you just directed. That was a new thing for you. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sorry. I thought right off the bat, I should have realized I have the hat on for Jay, the Jay hat. It is. It's called Madness in the Method. I'm super stoked because it's a movie I directed. It's my first movie I've directed. A gentleman, Dominic Burns, he produced it. Great guy. I was in London shooting a movie. He said, "What would I did like 3 days on his movie he was producing out in London." And he said, and when we were done, we hung out for like 3 days and did some sightseeing in Nottingham and stuff. And he said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I really want to direct, and I really want to play like a rogue cop or a Hannibal Lecter type character, like something different than the Jay character, and really challenge myself." And then he was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man." He's like, I didn't know you wanted to direct and all this." So like 2 months later, he's like, "Hey, I sent an email. I hope you don't mind. I took it upon myself to write this script. I want to know what you think." And so it was sort of the outline of a script of what it wound up being. But he had some great ideas, and I was like, "That's awesome. How about we do this instead?" And it's how about me playing myself, but in an alternate sort of universe and stuff like that. And we went back and forth for about a month or so, and he kept rewriting it, and then he brought it back, and it is what it is now. And I was like, "That's awesome." I said, "I would love to do this." And he's like, "All right, cool. He's like, let me see what I can do." And then I didn't hear from him for like 5-6 months, and I thought he just was like, I got another job producing or directing in London, and I would, it was done with. And then he called me up one day, like 6-7 months later, and was like, "Dude," he's like, "I'm not kidding. I believe I have the money for the movie to make the movie, but also, I said it's a big deal that you get to direct it, and they're gonna let you direct it." Because that's the problem. Is like I guess a few people he had reached out to were like, "Well, even if we give the financing for the movie, we're not gonna let him direct. He's never directed. We need someone who's experienced." So it was really awesome. And I was like, "Get out of here!" And then that's sort of how the ball started rolling. And yeah, I got to direct a movie. It's on Amazon. It's on Microsoft. It's called Madness in the Method. We didn't have a lot of money, and a lot of cool people jumped on board. Danny Trejo is in it. Casper Van Dien, Dean Cain, Terry Hatcher, Kevin Smith, Vinnie Jones, and Stanley.
That's a major cameo right
did
there.
a cameo. David Dasham, I can't say his name right. Judd Nelson. So many people came on board, and it was cool because I'm like, man, if we reach out to them, they're going to say no because we don't have any money to pay them. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's Mewes' first movie that he's directed. We want to support it and be part of it." So
That's awesome.
that was really cool, really cool. So yeah, get it on Microsoft. and Amazon, I believe you can get it. It just they had a screening in Russia.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. Yeah. I was like,
You didn't get to go to Russia,
no,
did you?
I did not get to go, but it was really cool.
It was received well.
For me to know that it was out there. And
That's
people
awesome.
liked it.
Amazing.
So, so I'm really stoked about it. It turned out better than I expected, and more people saw it than I expected. Because in the past, like I've done indie movies with people that had, more experience, more money. And had like a movie I did with Harvey Keitel. There's another movie I did with Shelley Long and John Amos. And like and they didn't come out for like months and months and months. Where I'm like, I guess they're not coming out. The movie's not going to come out. And then all of a sudden, someone's like, yeah, I saw that movie, and it like got released, but no one really heard about it, and it just came out straight to DVD and stuff. So. It was cool. It did better than I expected. I'm super stoked about it. So,
Shout out. We actually have a check-in from our audience too. Let's see what's going on in the Mary Jane world. I gave him a crochet bong in Portland.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And it's at my house.
Adelaine Pierce.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And
Bong. Shout
That
out
is
to
awesome.
a crochet bong. That's a pretty high-level craft right there.
It was, and it was perfectly roundish, and that almost looked like a 3-piece set. Because at first I'm like, is this a penis? Because people usually give me the penis type jokes and such.
Yes.
Or or they try to give me real marijuana. Or I signed their bongs, but it was very well crafted and awesome. And I brought it home. It's cool. People
That's
give me
dope.
some really nice gifts. They really go out. Some dude just sent me, I wish I sent a picture actually. It's on my Instagram, Mewes, JYMEWS. And the stories, this dude's had this really cool hat he made. Excuse me. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Did you make it yourself? He's like, yeah, I make shoes and hats and stuff. And he's like, oh, I can make you something. I was like, yeah, I used to get, this dude gave me Vans slip-ons that were white, but he put Deadshot on it. And it was very cool. And I wore them out to where I had to stop wearing them because they were a mess. And then my buddy Jason West, Hollywood Vine Group, he's a buddy. He behind my back coordinated with this guy, and they made me these really cool Deadshot Chuck Taylors. So I wish I had a picture, but again, you can see it on my Instagram. So I'm just saying, people, it's been really nice, have given me like sweet gifts, like a bong.
Crochet bong, man.
Exactly.
That's a pretty special item to get. Well, now speaking of special things, we have another flick from your Instagram. This is obviously a very important relationship, I imagine,
Oh yeah.
in your life. Tell us a little bit more about this one.
That was me and her just chilling, and I wanted to take I'm just always trying to get pictures of her, and she's always trying to get away from it. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that could have been maybe before school. So
All
she
right.
just started a new school not too long ago.
Yeah.
So we took a few photos. But she goes to a really. It's been interesting. It's been interesting because. I don't know. It's like thinking about schools. Like I didn't realize how much you have to think about way ahead. At least in LA. Again, where I grew up, it's like a small town, and there's like one high school. Or you can go to private school, but I just went to the regular public school. But where we live, it's like there's not many public schools, and so like we had to start thinking of preschools and this and that, and like a year in advance we
lot of
got to
stress.
try to get accepted here. I hope they let us in, and it's interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, that's me and her hanging. I'm always taking videos and trying to take videos because she's always singing and dancing, and it's interesting to see how like parts of me she has and parts of my wife where she'll do stuff that I did when I was like, she'll have these bursts of energy and run around and like shake stuff and knock stuff over, and I used to do that all the time. Like I'd get these rambunctious bursts of energy, and I don't know, just little quirks that I see in her that I used to do. So
Very cool.
that she didn't see me do because I was a kid, and
Yeah,
so
that's
I don't know,
true.
it just
There's
sorta
no way
came.
she could have
No.
studied that.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys go to these admissions boards to get her into school, how do people receive sort of your public persona?
I don't know. The school we went to now, it seemed like I don't think anyone, people don't recognize me as much, if that's what you mean.
Right.
Like I don't think people know not to say that there was one woman I definitely knew in this new school, only because she came over and brought a DVD on the day of which I was fine with. I was like, I hope this gets me into school. But she was really sweet. And I know I run into her at the events and stuff, and she's already got tickets for the screening for Reboot in LA in December and stuff like that. So it's really cool. But again, that's one teacher. She's not even a teacher. She's part of the administrative aspect of it. But with the other couple schools we went to, I don't think that they knew anything about. No one mentioned that they knew or said anything. So
right. Well, speaking of being interviewed, speaking of being grilled, and speaking of our kitty cat, we found a kitty cat that you're a little closer to in this picture.
Goose.
Tell us about the goose.
That was really cool. We got invited to go up and take pictures with the goose that was in the movie, and it's cool. They gave us goodie bags from Captain Marvel. This is the cat of you. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but they make a big. They find the cat in the movie, and the one I forget who keeps saying watch out, that the scroll I think keeps saying that thing's a beast, it's a monster, and yes, spoiler definitely. Nick Fury's like, it's a cat, he's cute and he's cuddly and all that, and then at one point they're being attacked and he holds the cat up and the cat's things come out of its mouth, and it's cool because they gave us a little stuffed toy of the cat, and you squeeze the belly and the things come out of its mouth and stuff. But the cat was so chill. The real cat just sat there like that, and when Kevin did that, put his face up to it, the cat's rubbing his face on Kevin and stuff. And
wow,
it was fun. It was fun.
We can have our cat meet your cat.
Yes.
Look, they keep it very chill. You know what I mean? There seems to be no cat-related conflict at all.
Oh, it looked like he was about to try to...
There we go.
He tries to get you. You gotta be careful there. We don't want any infections or anything like that.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. Now, before we move too much farther, guys, we want to make sure we show the trailer so everyone can get up to speed on what they can expect. Except I'm actually being told that because of our earlier difficulties, we may not be able to show the trailer.
Oh, no.
So, guys, make sure you check out the trailer because it's going to be amazing. October 15th and 17th. And then it's going to come to a town near you. And then you can come and hang out with these guys in person.
Yes.
What?
It's a clip.
Oh, it's a clip, not a trailer. That was being corrected. It's not that we can't play the trailer. It's that we're playing a clip, not the trailer.
Two completely different things.
Setting expectations. I'm choosing the wrong words. Don't call a clip a trailer. That's
Don't
a
you do that. What is wrong with you?
Too much weed once again. Yeah. It happens. Okay, now we're going to show
Hollywood
a
wants
clip
to make a
from
lot
the
of money
movie.
without the hassle of creating a new movie. So they take an old movie and change
Thank you,
just enough to make you pay for the same
Thank you,
shit.
everybody on my stream. Oh, wait.
Yeah, we're showing that they can hear it.
Oh, it's insidious. They take a flick you loved as a kid and add youth and diversity to it. For example, name the movie where a robot has secret plans that could help the good guys beat the bad guys and their leader in a black mask by blowing up a giant ray gun in space. Star Wars. No, The Force Awakens. See, now that's what you call a reboot. Nung.
Oh, okay.
But you can
Sometimes
dab.
a
You can dab
sequel.
live.
Hollywood
You can
doesn't
dab.
make
Everyone can
sequels
dab.
anymore.
That's allowed.
Shit,
This
they
is,
don't even
know,
make squeakles,
we're
yo.
shaved.
Yeah.
We're doing our
Studios
thing.
have given
here's
up on
the-
new
we can do
ideas
commentary. We can do
entirely
the
in
commentary
favor of
version
building
right
Yeah.
now.
universes
Hey,
for
man,
brand
yeah.
loyal
Okay.
customers
All right.
cradle to grave.
What was it like
So
when
if you
Jason-
like Harry Potter, cash Shinnigus, you're getting 10
you wanted to
fucking
talk
more.
about- I'm
If
saying
you
we can
like
do
the
the
Fast and
commentary.
Furious
I
flicks,
thought we were going
we're
to do
gonna
the
drive
voice.
the
what I'm
French
trying
Well,
to
we
say
can do the
is-
voiceover too. We can just
Oh,
make
you
that
wanna
up.
know
I don't
the
know how much of it we
Marvel
have
movie?
Here we
left.
go.
but-
Hey man,
Ooh.
those Marvel
big
movies
were
are a
the-
triumph of
Yeah,
cinema.
what? Don't you
I
do
live
that.
on
Say
those
that
Marvel
about my
movies.
mom.
I live for those Marvel movies.
you
I watch
guys
those Marvel
talked
movies
about
more than I
her
watch
way too many
Pornhub, and I
times.
come
That was
twice
election
as hard.
Here, I'll grab that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. There
everyone
you
stay in
go.
the zone. Look at that, guys. I hope that
Boom.
clip made your day.
Look at the audience. You
Guys,
all
people are
sorts of
going
friends.
crazy. Speaking of the audience, let's check in with them. Mary Jane, Westfest TV, Snoop Dogg TV. Guys, thank you so much for checking in.
Yeah.
Jay Mewes'
Big-
Twitch,
and
what
Big
up?
Daz, thank you for
Yes.
subscribing, bro.
Heck yeah, Big
Everyone
Daz.
out there who's hanging with us at about that time, shout out to you. We're bringing you that good information. We're going to actually give a shout out to our sponsors as well. G-Pen, they make great vaporizers. They just put out an amazing new vaporizer called the Connect. You should definitely check it out. We're also going to
thing
give a
is
shout out to
dope.
Loon. They make nice vaporizer products.
Nice.
Filled with fine cannabis oil. They also make pre-rolls, Pax Era pods, things that you can find at a local dispensary. Should you so decide. This is our friend. He's been hooked up with all of our sponsor goodness. He gets pretty
Tim.
psyched. You know, he
He gets
does
happy
a little.
because he gets that free stuff.
I mean, people like free stuff. You
and-
know.
So sorry, someone. I'm gonna shout out Drew from Son of a Mitch. Drew.
Okay.
Shout out,
He's
Drew.
not a sponsor,
Drew,
and
you're
he
not a
didn't get any
sponsor.
free stuff. But I just, hey,
He got a
what
free
are you
shout
gonna do?
out.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
It's true. You got to shout out the people that are worthy of shouting out.
Boom.
Thank you.
Now, Jay, we do another segment here on About That Time. We call it Roll the News. We like to check in with the world, see what's going on with the world. We talk about some headlines. It's what we do. This first one is a headline. I could not believe that I read it and it was real. Expert says that the zombie deer disease may have already spread to humans.
I beg
Now,
your pardon?
This is a real story about a disease that is called chronic wasting disease that many deer have, and apparently the meat of these diseased animals, if it's not detected, if eaten, you too can contract the chronic wasting disease. Are you ready for zombie deer disease?
Yeah, I don't understand. What's the actual wasting part?
So the chronic wasting disease is an infection that eats away the brain of the deer, causing the animals to exhibit zombie-like symptoms, including
no,
aggression,
ma'am.
difficulty
Listen.
walking, and signs of dementia.
What?
Eventually, they die.
I'm out of here. Are you kidding me?
don't eat
Zombie
it, right?
deer is coming for you.
Like
venison, pass
this
on the
is
venison
literally,
chili, guys.
This just entitle this part of
Vegan.
life Bambi's Revenge.
Guys, go vegan.
What's happening?
No
That is
zombie
scary.
deer.
That's
That-
scary. I mean, it is. That's some scary stuff
Heck
because you wouldn't
yeah.
even know you have it. It doesn't seem like it's something that. It's not like flesh-eating disease where all of a sudden you're like,
no,
oh no,
no.
Like-
I caught it. It's like all of a slowly eats your brain away. So all of a
Picture
sudden,
that.
I come on here 6 months later and I'm like, hey guys.
A family
That would be
is chilling
tough.
at Yosemite
What,
National Park,
guys?
taking a picture of what they think is a normal
I'm
deer.
ready.
I'm not ready.
And all of a sudden-
but, I mean, you're a director now, so what do you
There
think? Do
goes
you
the
think we should
baby.
go for a zombie deer concept?
I mean,
You gotta
we've
throw the
got
baby. Get that
Sharknado
thing out of
and
my
all those
face.
Things, right? You already got that type of stuff.
I think it's a realm
It's
worth
funny.
exploring.
I mean, I feel I could see it happening. I could see someone making it.
It's true.
Yeah, zombie
Zombie deers
deers.
gone wild.
No,
And I
no,
wonder why
ma'am.
was there any?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
So in the like Walking Dead and stuff, there is no like animals that are.
Doesn't seem
zombies.
No, they
Zombified
haven't.
animals
And
isn't a
I'm an
thing.
expert actually of The Walking Dead. I'm all caught up now.
Expert.
Uh-oh.
No, there are no zombie animals.
No.
However, the animals are used as bait sometimes for zombies.
Yeah, okay, because they get eaten up by the zombies right away. They
Correct.
go for that, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why there's not many out there.
It's true.
Season 10 just happened. Huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I rolled the news today. Oh boy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, the most
we
important
at,
thing, guys,
man?
avoid zombie
go.
deer. If you encounter a zombie deer, definitely don't chill with it. Definitely don't
At this
eat
point,
it for
avoid
sure.
all
Do
deer.
not eat
Like you
zombie
cannot
deers.
trust. You can't trust deer.
No one wants zombie deer disease, for sure. We have another story from Roll the News. A new
I'm
study
terrified.
that was just released. There's a vape crisis. Have you been following the headlines around the vape
A
crisis,
little
Jason?
bit. I mean, I don't follow it, but I've
You've seen
heard-
it. Yeah, you've seen it. So here's a new study that came out. It is saying that mice who vaped nicotine definitely developed lung cancer. So there is a scientific correlation between vaping of nicotine and lung cancer in mice. Make your own conclusions
Of
there.
mice and men.
Of mice and men. Now, there's an important twist to this story that many of our viewers may be excited about, is that oil that is vaped that doesn't contain nicotine, may only contain THC, had zero indication of causing cancer. So stoners out there, you're pretty psyched that you're not vaping
There you
nicotine
go.
because the nicotine vaping conclusively causes cancer in mice, yet 0 cases of cancer were reported for those who were vaping THC or non-nicotine vapes.
We're just
We
high.
actually have a comment from the audience, which we love to check in on. Tony Ann Atila Morel, Jason Mewes is my all-time crush, bro.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the ladies.
Oh, stop that.
Jason, you're getting the Facebook love.
I got like 5 heart smiley
it.
faces with hearts.
That's a lot.
Tim is
you know?
dancing for you.
That's your inner
Oh,
child.
go Tim, get it from me, boy.
Yeah.
You're my crush now, Tim.
Exactly. Dancing Tim. Yeah, getting love from the audience.
That's very nice. Thank you
hurts.
very much. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
all-time crush. You're a sex symbol. You're a stoner sex symbol. What did you think? Who would have thunk? Had you told yourself
I
as a
would
young
never
man?
thunk
Yeah.
anything.
It's true. You were in my locker taped up. I didn't want to mention it, but now that Noah's put my business out,
Wow.
these are facts.
Me, Walking Dead.
Yes,
Side by
that was
side.
it.
And then like a zombie deer. There has to be like a zombie
And there's
deer.
also a zombie
Maybe
deer
Some kind of
there.
zombie deer. You know,
And
maybe at least some
Clarence.
camo. Maybe rock some camo. That'd be good. We have one more story on Roll the News tonight. Canada is scaring parents about weed-laced Halloween candy, guys. Now, Halloween, you guys are
I
probably
didn't
going to do it
think
up
of
for
that, yeah.
Halloween, though, right?
I mean, the bummer is I'm not going to be home. I just found out for Halloween.
Wow, heartbreaker.
Which is, right?
Have you guys done Halloween before, though?
Yeah, but Halloween it's not the same here in this city of dreams.
It's true. LA is not the... I mean, if you're a of-age partier, maybe. But for kids,
Yeah.
when you grow up... I mean, I grew up in the
Yeah.
Northeast. You know,
Small
like...
town as well.
You know, you
Fairfield.
walk around the town.
Yeah,
Everyone's in their
yeah.
little thing. It's like, you know the people that you're connecting with.
Yeah.
And here you're looking for houses with candles and bags on the porch. I don't know. It hasn't been... I used to bring Kevin's daughter the first few years I lived here. We'd all walk, and you had to, like, meet at this house, and then, like, drive to this house, and then walk, like, a few blocks, and then, like, go to, like, 5 houses in that block, because only certain houses gave candy away. And then there was another place you drive after that. There was like a cul-de-sac, and like 5 of the houses on the end of the street would decorate their house. It's such a different thing for me, because I used to live in a town where it was like you walk the whole town and neighborhood, and every house participated. There was you know, Mischief Night the night before, where you get toilet paper, cars, and eggs, and it's fun stuff. But it's so the kids experienced a few little parties and stuff, but nothing to it. But my wife, I think, is gonna found like a decent place this year. I don't know, but I am gonna miss it. It's a bummer. So
Totally. Now, did you ever participate in Mischief Night? And I also want to know if Kalia participated in Mischief Night ever.
I did always. It was-
Always. Toilet
yeah.
paper, eggs,
Oh yeah,
mailboxes,
we used to go for it. It was fun. It was
shaving
fun, yeah.
cream.
Yeah.
You can get busted. Kalia,
I
did
did
you ever
not-
have a mischief moment?
I did not participate in mischief. You gotta think about my parents.
Yeah,
I did
her
not
parents were in law
participate.
enforcement, so
Like-
Oh.
you know.
I did not participate in mischief night, and like even my trick or treating was like bougie. Like my trick or treating was
Wow.
not.
Some Louis Vuitton.
It was not lit. No,
trick
like
or treat
we.
moments.
Well, first we would go to the mall because all the stores in the mall would shut down at like 6:00, and they would all hand out candy. So we would go to the mall.
Free candy.
And then my mom would take me to the. This is embarrassing. My mom would, cameras on. My mom would take me to the houses, basically, of the people that she knew, that she trusted.
So you wouldn't actually get unlimited candy. It was like specific houses.
Specific houses, and then like the houses in our cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac living.
Like the
guys.
nice houses, you're
Yeah,
saying.
that sounds like the
Yeah.
cul-de-sac. That's a cul-de-sac kind of lifestyle, Kalia.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
like
alright.
good living. No disrespect. That's how you
I
should
get
be
it.
living.
No, and it's good.
I
You
watched
get-
Halloween Town about 10 times, though, so I understand.
All right, Halloween Town.
Because we used to still have to check for like apples, make sure there's no razors in it.
Yeah,
or anything.
that's old. That's old school. Well, now they're warning about weed gummies, and the ironic part of this is that in Canada, weed gummies aren't even legal yet. So the country
okay,
has federally
okay.
legalized cannabis, but edibles are not legalized at
I
all.
know that.
So they're already sort of warning people about it, even though the product doesn't really exist in the country. So, you know,
Scare
good time.
tactics.
Scared. Good time.
Propaganda.
I mean, Halloween's already scary enough, guys.
You see what they're doing.
Getting
It's
us scared about
propaganda.
weed gummies that don't exist. I don't know. How scary could it be, a weed gummy that doesn't
Like-
exist? All right. She's going to speak bluntly. She's holding the blunt.
Oh, okay.
Because it took me down the path. We talked about vapes and all this and that. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of propaganda that try to scare people. Like, there's this whole thing that's going on right now about like, oh, flavored vape should be outlawed or flavored blunt wraps. Let me tell you something. I like blueberry. I don't care
Shout out
if your
Blueberry.
kid likes blueberry. That's your problem. I never brought a blunt in my mom's house because she had me on lock. You need to have your kids on lock because if they get rid of the blueberry, I'm coming to your house. Because I like blueberry. I'm not
looking through
the flavored
garbage
blunts are
cans,
only
like,
for
y'all got
children.
blueberry?
That's propaganda.
Hashtag
I
blueberry.
smoked a blunt outside before the show and it was pineapple flavored. I nearly had a heart attack. It was so good.
Wow. No heart attacks, please. But pineapple, I'm not bad. I'm not mad at that.
I wasn't mad at not like it was distinct.
In terms of being locked down as a parent, what would you say your parenting style is? Are you like a chill, let them do their own thing? Are you kind of like up in the plans?
That's a big situation at my household right now. I don't know. I try to do my best. That's all I could say. I just have. I
think that's a good
like
place
you
to
know
start.
me and the wife. Like the kid went to for example. I'll give you an example. I guess it's the best way to explain it. So I'm out of town a few days. The kid goes to the zoo with the wife. She chaperones at a school trip, her first school trip, which was really cool. And she acted up a lot. And so when the wife got home, she took away her toys and said, "You're not getting the toys until you give a couple days. You start doing better and not misbehaving." And I came home with a bunch of toys, and she told me this and said, "Look, when you get home, don't bring home a bunch of toys. Usually when I go away for like 4, 5, 6, 7 days, I always bring home like 3, 4 presents for my kid. Like, hey, I'm sorry I've been gone, but here's a couple toys. Let's open them and play." It's sort of my thing. And so she's like, "But you can't do that this time," because she really was misbehaving, like running away from her and stuff. I came home and brought her presents anyway and tried to sneak them on the side. And my kid can't lie. And she goes, "Look what Daddy got me. He got me 2 new dolls." And so I was like, "Well, no, we had those dolls." And she's like, "No, she told me they were new." So I'm just saying I do my best, but I feel like, and I know that like I want to listen to the wife because I feel like we're trying to teach her something like, hey, don't misbehave or you're not going to get get rewarded for misbehaving. But I did it anyway. So that happens here and there.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I mean, again, I think it's a learning process. It's for me anyway.
Everyone's growing up.
I didn't,
all
I'm
at the
just
same
trying
time.
to do. I didn't have many people to see. Like no one showed me the way. I lived with like my grandma, my aunt, my mom, and then back with my grandma and this random family and blah blah. So I never had a man figure in my life and such. So. But I don't know. Well, but she's great. She's a great kid. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying all that. I'm just saying my wife is like is smart and like logical and like, hey, she's not hurt. She's upset, but she shouldn't. She shouldn't throw something on the ground or something after we've told her 3 times not to. And that's just an example. She didn't do that. And then I'll be like, "I'm sorry, just let her have it," because she'll start crying. Like taking the binky, and that was so hard. We gave it to her, and at a certain age, we're like, "That's it. You don't need the binky anymore." And luckily, I left town because the first couple of days I was there, and she'd be like, "I want it," and I was like, "I got," and like then I went on a trip. When I got back, my wife was like, had it done. So, stuff like
Different
that.
ways, different
Like
approaches.
just go book a
It's
gig.
important.
I'll handle it.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, we've checked in with you. We've checked in with the movie. We've checked in with the news. We like to make sure we also check in with the stars. We have a segment we call Astrology Time. We break out our salt crystal lamp.
Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah,
We
it's
just
important.
got one of those.
Clears
My
the
wife
air.
got one.
Sometimes it lights up, sometimes it doesn't. We go into a different dimension. Check out. We've changed our color scheme here. We're all in a different place. Yeah, we can like channel some energy.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. We're in another dimension. It's good that you channeled. We went in through the salt crystal. Now we're in another dimension. And we do Astrology Time. Do you ever follow your horoscope?
No, I mean I have in my lifetime, but not on a regular.
How about your wife? Anyone around you into the horoscope?
Yes, my wife's godmother is super into that whole. So,
Realm.
like she went to India and did yoga studies and astrology. Brings
Et cetera, et cetera.
oils and has rocks like these and.
Yeah.
She talks
Well,
to
different
people.
different strokes for different folks. Do you
Yeah.
generally, when people tell you what's going on in your horoscope, do you think it's on point or not in general?
Sometimes it is. I mean, if it seems to be at that point,
Totally.
on point, then yeah.
There you
There
you
sometimes someone will say, "Hey, today you're gonna feel this," and I'll be like, "Matter of fact, I have felt like I have a 25-inch muscle.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you
What?
go, 25-inch thumb. Well,
Yeah.
the point of astrology time, Jay, is we take your horoscope, we pull some sentences from it. You tell us if you think it's on point or not.
So wait, sorry, you already read the horoscope, but you only pulled sentences from it.
Yeah,
And you're gonna
and you
see
just tell us if you think
Is
they're
it
on
like
point
a
or
game
not.
or not?
It is sort of
Oh,
like a game.
okay.
Yes or no?
Do I
You
win a
tell us-
prize?
Yes.
You tell us if it's on point or not. When they must face a setback, they're never depressed. Do you think you're good at keeping that positive attitude in the face of setback?
Ooh. No, I'm kidding. When they, I'm not. I mean, you know what? I feel like I try to. Forget and push it aside and forget about it till later, which isn't the best thing. I don't deal with stuff right away when I should. And I think again, that's why I think the sober thing. I used to numb myself from those problems. That's how I used to deal. So when they must face a setback, they're never depressed. That's not true.
All
I would
right,
say
thumbs down.
I would be depressed, but I do avoid it. So I guess I'm not depressed because I'm avoiding it. Therefore, I'm doing something else that makes me not depressed.
Okay.
Like build Legos. Okay?
Yeah.
On Twitch.
Guys, when in doubt, this is Jason Mewes tips. If you're feeling depressed, build some fucking Legos, man.
Yeah.
Just chill out,
I
build
love
some
Legos.
Legos. I approve of that. That's
love
a
Lego.
high level advice right there. We have another element from your chart. Tell us if you think it's on point or not. Value diversity in their circle of pals. Do you feel like you've always been a magnet for different kinds of folks?
Yes, that is very true. I don't want to say I'm a magnet. But I feel like accepted would be more appropriate for me because I feel like for high school, for example, I always say that there was like, the really cool kids, and then there was like the nerdier kids, and then there was like the metalheads or what have you. And I would get invited, like I used to hang out with the sort of outcasts were my closer friends, excuse me. But I would be invited to the big parties where all the popular kids and the girls were going to be cheerleaders, football players, what have you. We didn't have football, so basketball players. But like the cooler crowd, and they'd be like, don't bring stinkweed or don't bring that person. Like we had nicknames for everybody. But anyway, so yeah, they'd always invite me, but not want me to bring the other people.
You could bounce
and then
between.
and then I would hang out with like Kevin and Brian and Walt from Comic Book Men, and they were older and were into comic books and movies and stuff. And so yeah, I guess I was sort of accepted in different. So yeah, that does make sense.
Okay, we'll give a thumbs up. Thanks, horoscope.
Good so far.
We have another one, element number 3 from tonight's installment of Astrology Time. They're always juggling a variety of tasks. Do you feel like you've always got a bunch of things going on as you check your Twitch stream while we're on this stream, guys? We're multi-streaming in here, juggling a variety of tasks.
I would say yes. I tried to. So I went offline, so I had to update and refresh it, hoping that it was still going.
Here we are.
I'm always juggling a variety. Yeah, I mean, I try to. I think, again, my time management skills aren't great. So I feel like I'll try to juggle things, and then they don't always get, finished because I'm not managing my time well enough.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
It does.
We have one more element from tonight's installment of Astrology Time. Most of their ideas require considerable capital. Do you feel like you're dreaming of ideas that need the big bucks?
Oh, give me. I don't know what that means exactly. Give me an example.
For instance, like you imagined being director of a movie, you needed to raise some money to be the director of that movie. So do you feel like the things you're imagining, the ideas that you have, are ideas that in general are things that need a lot of money to execute?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Because I want to stream in my backpack, and the backpack's like $3,000 or something crazy.
Yeah, that's an expensive backpack.
You want to stream video games, you got to buy a nice hardcore gaming computer. If I want to build Legos, most of them are like a few $100. If I want to do many things, I could keep going all day, bros.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say yes.
Yeah, dreaming of those big dreams. Got to spend some money to make them happen.
Yeah.
you know, that's how it
Scared
is.
money don't make no money.
Okay.
That was completely
Make
impromptu.
money, make
Hey,
money.
take money, make money. Noah.
Okay.
In Astrology Time World, guys, here we are having a party, shouting everyone out. Let's check in with
0
our
to
audience.
10.
Mary Jane, Westfest
That
TV,
quick.
Snoop Dogg TV, guys. Thank you so much for checking in with us. G Pen, thank you so much for sponsoring the show.
G Pen.
Loon, fine pre-rolls, fine vaporizers. It's worth checking out. Now, Jay, before we wrap up, why don't you remind the folks out there what they should be checking for on the horizon from you?
So we,
It's a long list.
I have my Twitch, Twitch, Mewes, JAYMEWES. Please follow, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. But more the merrier. I could keep doing it. I stream, again, stuff like this. I'm going to be streaming a lot of the tour that Kevin and I are going on, which is the rebootroadshow.com. You can get tickets, see what city we're going to be in. We start October 15th, 17th. October 15th and 17th is the Fathom events. And then Kevin and I start in Asbury Park, New Jersey, our hometown, with the tour. And then we go to Detroit and then Chicago and then here and there and everywhere. And then we're going to be showing the movie, sitting and watching it with you guys, them guys. And then afterwards we'll do meet and greet and stuff like that. Q&A and then meet and greet and all that. But while we're doing that, like when we're going from city to city, when I can squeeze it in, I'm going to be touring, streaming with my backpack, so you guys will be on the road with us, and I thought that'd be a lot of fun. Nice. You know, it's like, hey, we just got out of the Detroit airport, and Kevin and I are now heading to our car, and we're going to the airport. We're going to stop at Target to get, you know, some essentials or what have you. It could be fun, could not be.
Every Target run is fun, so I'm already, you got me with Target.
Right. And then after we're done with the tour and stuff, I'll probably be hopefully touring again with my amusing stories, which is like my stand-up comedy, but it's really me telling stories. So it's always weird to say stand-up comedy because it's just me telling stories. But they're at comedy clubs most of the time, Helium Comedy Club and improvs and all that such. But all this stuff you can find out at fathomevents.com is for the October 15th, 17th. Reboot Roadshow is for Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow tour. And then you follow, like a lot of our information is put out all the time on my social, which is JMewes, JAYMEWES is my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my Twitch. Kevin's is at that Kevin Smith. And so right now for the next like few months it'll be Twitching and Reboot Roadshow. And that's that'll be it.
Cool, man. Well, Mary Jane, Snoop Dogg TV, it's been lit. Thanks so much for tuning in with us. About that time, I'm Noah Rubin, Jason Mewes. Check out the Jay and Silent Bob movie, Kalia McNeil. Guys, it's been lit. We'll see you very soon.
Indeed.